Check. Mic check 1 2 1 2, y'all. Y'all see the title. You see the title, you already know what the business is. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Make sure we loud and clear. Live and direct in this thing. What up, fam? What up, family? Y'all know what it is. Same, man. I sure enough plan on taking my time. You see the title, Mic check 1 2 1 2. We gonna reveal the deception, man. I sure enough plan on taking my time. You see the title, Mic check 1 2 1 2. We gonna reveal the deception today. But the title is Why Christians, Jews in the day. But the title is Why Christians, Jews, and Muslims, why do the doctrine of these religions deny the divine feminine? Why? It's because they fake, phony, and false. The doctrine of these religions is fake, phony, and false. That's why. Now, a lot of people get triggered when they hear me say this, as if I was saying they were fake, phony, and false because they identified themselves by these religions. Mic check, man. We getting right into it. We ain't playing no game, man, with these people. Because it's time to reveal the truth. We're in a time of revelation, and it's time to reveal the truth to you and bring you into the understanding of the information in these books and these religious texts that they associate with their religion, that they use the information to promote their religion. But what's going on is an attempt to justify lawlessness. These religions are used once again as an attempt to justify wickedness. Because they want to look right. This is their attempt to get right and be right because they can't be true. Mic check 1 2, make sure we live and direct. So why do they deny the existence? This is why I call the doctrine, according to the book, this ain't my opinion. If you're a person that goes by these books, even the book testifies to the existence of divine feminine energy in what's called the spiritual realm. But these religions, they'll tell you you got a heavenly father, but no mother. And nobody challenges this. Everybody accepts it as right. But that's not the question. The question is it true? Can you have a divine father, a heavenly father, but no mother? Is it true? We know the doctrine and that it's called right. The question is it true? Now, according to the book, I like to use the book to expose the falsehood in the doctrine. Because according to the book, she exists. The divine feminine energy exists and is described in detail in this book. Yet a Christian, especially because I know the doctrine of Christianity best, will tell you that the kingdom of heaven is all masculine energy. That's what the doctrine tell you. They say that the concept of God, the Christian concept of God, consists of all masculine energy, whether they believe in one singular God or a Trinity, which consists of Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, Holy Ghost, which all three of these are considered male. And then the concept of heaven and the angelic beings, all of them are male. This is false. It's false. This is not true. Not only according to the Bible, according to reality. Everything in existence functions as male and female. Everything. I mean, listen to me. Even inanimate objects, when you plug something into the wall, did you not know that the socket is the female part and what you plug into it, that's the male part? Did you not know that? Everything I said function. And when we plug something into the wall and the socket is the female part, we're not saying that the socket is a woman, are we? No. We're calling the socket female because of the way it functions. It takes stuff in, got to receive something. It's a part of a whole, part of a way something's supposed to operate. That part of it is female. Everything exists like that, except in the doctrine of these religions. I say everything in reality exists as male and female, except in the doctrine of these religions, where their concept of God excludes divine feminine energy. So if this is the first time you've ever listened to me, let's get the understanding of God first, because God is translated from the Hebrew word Elohim, which means the powers. And we're not genderizing this concept. It's not according to gender, it's according to function. So when we say God, it literally means the powers. That's what Elohim means. And so we're talking about how these powers function according to physical reality. The powers function as the male part of reality, because in the powers is where you get the life from. And it's the physical part that receives these powers and is animated by it. So the physical part is considered female in function. So when we speak of God, even though it's plural, the function of God from our perspective in the flesh is he. Like, signs, dominant and recessive. We coming from that angle when we say he. But even though God is described in singular masculine terms, God consists of us and our. The contention is that the us and our consists of male and female, masculine and feminine energy. And the evidence of it is because everything in creation consists of the same thing, including man, who is also described in singular male terms, but consists of men and women. So here we go. But this is the information that's put forth in a book. The doctrine is different from the information that's put forth in a book, because the doctrine excludes the feminine part. They say she don't exist in the spiritual realm, even though the book sure enough say she does. So I always come, and I say, man, I'm going to repeat this. A lot of people might say, why are you repeating it? Because they've been repeating the lie to you so much. Why not repeat the truth to you over and over again till you get it by way of repetition? I heard that's how you learned to lie, by way of repetition. So let me teach you the truth by way of repetition. Understand what's being described to you in this book ain't got nothing to do with religion. God ain't gave nobody no religion. Ain't never gave nobody not one religion. God ain't never told nobody or gave nobody no religion ever. Because we dealing with family. We dealing with DNA. We dealing with worship. Worship is imitation, by the way. If you understand what worship is in its imitation, natural imitation, you understand what idolatry is. Let me help you understand that idolatry has nothing to do with religion. Let me break idolatry down to you like this. You might have on some Michael Jordan tennis shoes right now. You might got some Michael Jordan tennis shoes on, and you might got a Michael Jordan basketball jersey or a Kobe Bryant basketball jersey with some Kobe Bryant basketball shoes, and you go to the court, and every time you shoot the shot, you say, Kobe. So that's who you idolize. You are idolizing Kobe Bryant because you are trying to imitate him. That's how you idolize. You try to imitate something other than yourself. And who you naturally would imitate is your mother and father, because that's whose DNA is in you. And it's in honor of them that you are like you are. So if you are to imitate anything other than you, then that's idolatry. in real life. This ain't talking about religion. This talking about when you shoot the shot, and whoever name that you shoot the shot, that's who you idolize. I said, let me repeat it so you can connect it. I said, when you shoot your shot, like when you're praying, so you shooting your shot with your little old prayer, right? You shooting your shot, whoever name that you shoot your shot in, Jordan, Kobe, Jesus, that's who you idolize. Because that's who name you shooting your shot in. I'm just trying to break it down so you understand how you got deceived and how they've been playing with your mind by denying your mother, by denying your nature, because that's where your birthright come in. See, in reality, what's supposed to be going on is these governments are supposed to be paying you for the use of your land and your resources. That's what's supposed to be going on. That's why they call servants, and they know it. And what's going on is you're waking up to this. Not only are they supposed to be paying you for the use of your land and its resources, boy, they owe you. Ooh, they got a whole lot of back pay. They owe you. So they hope you never wake up to this fact. And we in upside down backwards world, so we in the world in a reality where the servants rule over the people that they supposed to serve. But we'll get to that in a minute. So they left your mama out. Yeah, they told you had a father, but no mother. And you said that was right. And so when you okayed it and said it was right, they set up their system with your okay. And because they upside down and backwards, and what they trying to set up is not natural, they have to force it by way of wars and deception and subjugation and genocide and slavery and conquest. Because what they trying to put into reality, what they trying to institute is not natural. They got the okay from you when you called it right, but you ain't checked to make sure it was true. But we gonna get to that in a minute. But when you called it right, because that's how they presented it to you in a way that you would be emotionally triggered into calling injustice good and right. So that would justify them carrying out injustice in the name of their religion. I said in the beginning of the live, these religions are attempts to justify lawlessness, wickedness. They needed a way to be for it to be called right, because they knew what they was doing and what it was based on was false. You lying, cheating, stealing, and unaliving. You just looking for a way to justify it. So you do it in the name of your religion and call it right. So we're going to expose it as not true. Your doctrines, none of them. Because all of your doctrine deny the divine feminine in the spiritual realm. Even though the books speak of them, nature speak of them, reality speak of them. You got a mama, don't you? You got a mama, don't you? Well, why you gonna let these people sit in front of you and tell you you let them tell you as above, so below? And we just established you got a mother, right? So why you don't got a mother above? So they'll say, well, he's ignorant. Let me show you how these racists will do it. They sneaky. They very subtle with their racism. So this is how they come and try to control the narrative, because they know what they teach is fake, phony, and false. So this is their attempt to control the narrative. They'll say, well, you're uneducated. You don't have no PhDs and degrees behind your name to validate your intellect. And you have to go through one of our sources to validate your intellect. But the truth is, all of your sources are quoting the observations from my ancestors. And the information is in my DNA. It's in me. I didn't have to get it out of a book. You did. So that's why I'm able to sit in front of you and serve it like I am, because the enlightenment, the light, the understanding didn't come from a book. I can share with you revelation and it can resonate as true. where they seek to be validated as right. So we're not going to play your game and let you confine the narrative to your sources who promoted your fake, phony, and false information and switched it up that they got from the observations of my ancestors from the very beginning. Everything your sources come from originate with the observations of my ancestors. Yeah, I know it. You did what I'm saying, but in their attempt, they'll say what they vet, what they really saying when they call you ignorant and uneducated is we didn't validate the information that you're giving. And if we haven't validated somewhere along the way, you can't trust the information that come from what you call Akashic records, or what come from your DNA, or what come from what you call the kingdom, which is within you. You can't go by that. That's your own understanding. You got to go by one of our books and one of our religions, because what comes from within you can't be confirmed by us and our books and our religions. And we teach in our religions that you can't depend on what comes from within you. We have to validate it first to call it right. So they deny the mother. So, man, I just want y'all to understand. We finna read something again to you. We're going to read to you from Proverbs for the Christians. All those that's in my comment section and they want me to tell them in the book. People getting muted. Nikki, do you believe that Jesus Christ died and resurrected so that you may be saved? I know for a fact he didn't, homeboy. Nick Nash. Let me ask you something, Nick Nash. I hope you're still in here. Let me ask you something. Don't let the trolls in. It's for them. That's why I put the title on here like I put it on here, so they can get triggered and get in here and get the truth today. I know it's gonna trigger them. I know they gonna call me wrong. I know. I understand. I want them in here. Get in here. Let me ask you something, Nick Nash. Is it justice or is it just for the innocent to be punished in place of the wicked? Take your time. Is it justice if I rob the bank and go and get out, the police get me, I tell them my name is Nick Nash, and you get 10 years in the federal penitentiary? Is it justice for the innocent to be punished in place of the wicked? Yes or no, Nick Nash? We'll ask you that first. Because what you talking about, we just read in Ezekiel chapter 18, that's not how God works. The books say God don't punish the innocent in place of the wicked. That's not how, because we would call that, Nick Nash, an injustice. Anytime that the innocent is punished in place of the wicked, that is called an injustice. That is what that literally mean is a perversion of justice. That's justice being turned upside down. That's what that is. My God, my powers is a just God. You feel me? So we dealing with different gods. I understand the God that you worship, Nick Nash. And I'm not making the claim that we worship the same God, because the God I worship is in spirit and in truth, and I worship by imitation. It's a family affair. We're dealing with a kingdom. Your God may be worshipped through a religion and ceremonies and rituals. That's you and your God. I'm not here to promote your God. I'm here to tell my people the truth. And we're going to expose the falsehood of your religion or your religious beliefs. What you've been taught is false. What you believe is false. I know you think what you believe is right, but that's not the issue. Because we can't determine right or wrong before we've established true or false. That would be doing stuff backwards, that wouldn't it? So we got to understand the information in this book in its order. Don't get mad at me because you learned this book backwards. Don't get mad at me because they taught you what's called the ghost spell first. This book don't start with the ghost spell. This book start in the book of Genesis. The story start in the kingdom. I don't know if they taught you that. You might only understand this book from the perspective of what's called the ghost spell. So you understand this book literally backwards, out of order and out of its context. And you in this comment section trying to justify it. So again, like I told my people, listen, chat, religion is an attempt to justify lawlessness, backwardsness. They want to justify teaching this book backwards. So they call this the Old Testament. But it's a reason why they call it the Old Testament. Why they call it the Old Testament? Because it contradicts their doctrine. So they got to call it old to invalidate it because they're attempting to be right. They got no regard for the truth. They not even thinking about proving it to be true like the books say. They trying to prove it to be right. For the sake of their religion, thereby that's how you got deceived. Let me show you about your mama. Listen to the book. Listen to your book, Nick Nash. I'm gonna pick on you today, Nick Nash, since you jumped in here. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. I'm gonna pick on you today. In your book about the divine feminine energy that your doctrine denied. While you trying to jump and do you believe Jesus, we're gonna get to Ezekiel too. I might read Ezekiel first. Matter of fact, I am. I'm going to read Ezekiel first and let you marinate on that. Then I'm going to show you about your mama so you can sit down somewhere and listen. I don't want you. I want you in here and put all your fake phony comments and your fake phony religious beliefs as much as you want in the comment section. I ain't doing no tripping. I'm exposed it to be false today. Put it in there so we can expose the falseness of it. And everybody can see. Y'all ready? We're going to go to Ezekiel and we're going to look at chapter 18, what the Christians call the Old Testament. We're going to show you why the Christians call this the Old Testament. Ezekiel chapter 18. We're going to start with verse, where we at, 18. But his father would die for his own sin because he practiced extortion, robbed his brother, and did what was wrong among his people. Yet you ask, why does the son not share the guilt of his father, since the son has done what is just and right and has been careful to keep all my decrees? He will surely live. The soul who sins is the one who will die or be unalive, perish. The son will not share the guilt of the father, nor will the father share the guilt of the son. I'm going to read that one more time for the Christians. The son will not share the guilt of the father, nor will the father share the guilt of the son. The righteousness of the righteous man will be credited to him, and the wickedness of the wicked man will be charged against him. But if a wicked man turn away from all his sins, that means repent, y'all. It's not a religious ceremony. It's something you do. We're going to bust it down for you. We're going to make sure you understand all these concepts that they got nothing to do with a religion. None of them. He has committed and keeps all my decrees and does what is just and right. He will surely live. He will not perish. None of the offenses he has committed will be remembered against him. Because of the righteous things he has done, he will live. Do I take pleasure in the death of the wicked, declares the sovereign Lord? Rather, am I not pleased when they turn from their ways, repent, and live? What this is saying, Christian, is, according to your book, the son is not held accountable for the sins of the father. That's what the book say. Well, I know your doctrine say we was born in sin. We was separated from God and no good. And in order to get right with God, you got to believe and partake in His sacrifices. I know that's what your doctrines say. But here in the book, it say that you got to turn away from wicked. You got to repent. That's what repent means. It means like, so let's look at it. When God say be fruitful and multiply, let's look at it. We ain't talking about religion, y'all. Let's separate this book and the information in it from religion. When God say be fruitful and multiply, He's likening us to trees. And it's us and them God is talking to. It ain't one person. Be fruitful. Say, you know how long it take for a tree to bear fruit? Nick Nash. Trees don't bear fruit soon as you plant them, do they? They got to reach maturity. That mean they got to go through a bunch of seasons, don't they? Before they even reach maturity, before they can bear fruit. And the fruit that we bear, Nick Nash, we know we bear the fruit of love and peace and grace and joy and wisdom and courage and faith. You did what I'm saying? This is the type of fruit that we bear. And we got to reach maturity before we can bear it, reproduce it, multiply it. So that could take lifetimes. Might be why in the creation narrative, God don't speak to His creation about death at all. Matter of fact, God don't mention dirt in His creation. Did they teach you that, Nick Nash? They probably taught you came from Adam, huh? That's probably what they taught you. That's the problem. See how when you get confused, Babylon mean confusion, by the way. You are held captive in confusion. You confused because you got taught this book backwards. And when you hear it in order, it's confusing to you because you only understand this book by way of what's called the ghost spell and how things are spelled. You know, names and stuff like that. But we're dealing with concepts, and every name in this book have a meaning. They might not have taught you the meaning. They may have only taught you the name. That's not my fault. Don't be mad at me for that either. So, Nick Nash, if you were told to be fruitful, and the fruit that you bear is peace and love and joy and wisdom and all of this, right? Well, if you unfruitful, absent of fruit, that's like death, non-existence, darkness, confusion, rebellion, hate, greed, jealousy. This is unfruitful. And when you experience this, death and non-existence and hate and greed and confusion, it's not a good experience. That's why it's called sin. Make you unable to bear fruit. Lifeless tree, unproductive tree. So we want you to be a fruitful tree. So it don't have nothing to do with religion. It just have to do with how you are instructed to function. Don't get mad at me because you took it and made a religion out of it and symbolized it and started worshiping the symbols that represented you. Don't get mad at me for that. This is the time of revelation. It's time to be revealed. The symbols that you done believed in and worshiped, in the symbols that you left out in your attempt to be right according to your doctrine. So let's show you about your mother. That's what I said I was going to show you about her. I like to talk about her because she's hard to deny. You can't deny her existence in this book. You can deny her in your doctrine until you blue in the face. But I'm saying in the book, it's the difference between your doctrine and what's in this book. So let's read in Proverbs chapter 8, y'all. One more time. We're going to do it by repetition till you get it, till you understand who she is, or how she functions. And then we're going to go to Revelation and reveal her again one more time, just in case you didn't get it here. Let's read about her. Does not wisdom call out? Does not understanding raise her voice? Wisdom, understanding, raise her voice. So we're talking about in this book, not what I think, what I feel. What this book say is wisdom and understanding are described as her, which mean female. And last time I checked, we dealing with the spirit of wisdom in the spirit of understanding. You know, that's who give birth to Christ consciousness, Nick Nash. Did you know that? Oh, we gonna show you about it in a minute. Just listen. On the heights along the way where the paths meet, she takes her stand. We talking about wisdom and understanding. The spirit of wisdom and the spirit of understanding. I need you to understand that nothing was created without wisdom. Name me what was created and exists in the light of God that came forth without the wisdom of God built into it. Part of his DNA. Hold on, man. I might be taking you too fast. Let me show you about her. This is the one you deny, Christians, Jews, Muslims. This is who you deny in your religions. But in the book, she's here. So let's keep reading about it. Let's take our time and read about her. Because then we're going to come back to Genesis and we're going to show you her in the book of Genesis. And then we're going to show you her in the book of Revelation. And we're going to dare you to tell me where I'm misinterpreting this book just because I'm busting down your doctrine. I'm not denying what's in this book. I'm denying what you teach about it. All you fake, phony, and false teachers. Where the paths meet, she takes her stand beside the gates leading into the city. At the entrances, she cries aloud. To you, old men, I call out. I raise my voice to all mankind. You who are simple, gain prudence. You who are foolish, gain understanding. Listen, for I have worthy things to say. I open my lips to speak what is right. My mouth speaks what is true. This your mama, y'all. We talking about wisdom. Let me just keep it in the context of this book, but we're going to show you how we talking about your mama in a minute. But this is wisdom. The wisdom of God, who's reflected and understood by way of his wisdom and understanding. So we are thankful for the wisdom and understanding of our God. Because with the understanding, we understand that she is his reflection. Might be too much for the people in their doctrine, Nick Nash. So let's make sure you understand. Because y'all deny her existence. My mouth speak what is true. Listen to the truth, Nick Nash. For my lips detest wickedness. All the words of my mouth are just. None of them is crooked or perverse. It's in order. We're going to show you how in order it is. Oh, man, she the real deal. To the discerning, all of them are right. They are faultless to those who have knowledge. She talking about her ways. Knowledge and understanding. Choose my instructions today. Choose my instructions instead of silver. Knowledge rather than choice gold. Quit chasing their dollars. Thinking you got something. You can't own dollars. That knowledge and understanding you can pass down. For wisdom is more precious than rubies, and nothing you desire can compare with her. With her. Because it increase in value, wisdom, dollars, they decrease, been steadily decreasing. Wisdom, dwell together with prudence, judgment, discernment, temperance. I possess knowledge and discretion. I possess. They are mine. Her, wisdom. I mean, that's where you get it from. If they hers, that's where you get knowledge and discretion from her, from wisdom. And the function is described as female. The last time I checked, the spirit of wisdom come forth from the kingdom. It don't come out the sky. It don't come out a book. Last time I checked, man, the kingdom is inside of you. Where you get your wisdom from? Dr. such and such? Pastor such and such? Hey, man, didn't nobody teach me this, man. This came from the kingdom. This is by way of revelation. You can accept it or not, but it's true. Here you go. I possess knowledge and discretion. That means that's where you get knowledge and discretion from her, from wisdom. Make sure you get that, Nick Nash. To fear the Lord is to hate evil. To fear, and it got Lord with all capital letters, which means that's a replacement for the tetragrammaton, which is pronounced you, and it means I am. But the word Lord means master. They replaced it because in the Hebrew, the word for God was so holy and sacred that they didn't want to repeat it. So they replaced it with Lord. But whenever you see the word Lord with all caps, it's a replacement for the name you, which means I am. We're going to bust all that down too. To hate evil. I hate pride and arrogance. Can't stand it. All you proud and arrogant religious people running around thinking you're right and got the nerve to call shots and tell somebody else stay wrong, to the point where you will force your way on people. And if you can't physically force it, what you do is try to verbally force it and start accusing and insulting people when you hear the truth or things that contradict your doctrine. There's no grace in you. You can't sit and listen past the point of your agreement because you don't have any wisdom or prudence, temperance. You got to jump up and down and show how right you are. You can't listen. I can't stand it. So pride and arrogance, evil behavior and perverse speech, lying and backwards talking and double speak. Can't never be straightforward with nothing you say. You always got some hidden fine print in a contract. Black's Law Dictionary, because everything you say got a triple and a whole nother meaning. Because this just in your nature to cast your spells and work backwards and upside down and then try to justify it and present it as right and calling it either law or religion. Because it's not really written in your DNA to be lawful. You need line upon line and precept upon precept, miracles, signs, and wonders in order to believe. Because it's not natural for you to be godlike. You need a religion. Yeah. So yeah, we gonna make sure you understand the truth. So here she go. Y'all know how I go. Counsel and sound judgment are mine. That mean wisdom, she possesses counsel and sound judgment, which mean, Nick Nash, that you get counsel, sound judgment, knowledge, and discretion from wisdom, her. And these are spirits, the spirit of discretion, the spirit of understanding. Hey, man, the spirit of counsel. And you know, when the counselor come, he gonna give you, they come from her. I said Christ consciousness is born from knowledge. Wisdom and understanding is where Christ consciousness is birthed from. Your counsel, your counselor. Yeah, they come from her. Who you deny her existence? Because your religion is fake, phony, false, and that's why they have to teach the book backwards. They have to control the narrative and condense it to a 3.5 period and give you a bunch of miracles and signs and wonders first. Yeah, it's a reason why. All your teachers made sure they condensed this narrative to a 3.5 year period and presented to you miracles, signs, and wonders first. And got you to be emotionally triggered. But that's not where the narrative start. The narrative start from the kingdom, and the book start from Genesis. So they took this whole thing out of its context, out of its order, to present to you a narrative in a certain light. Ooh, Nick Nash. I bet you done ran off by now, Nick Nash. Is you still in here? Ooh, Nick Nash, let me keep telling you about her, because you say she don't exist. And this book is clearly saying she does. Hey, the book is saying that in the kingdom of heaven, in the spiritual realm, among the Elohim, among the powers. It's some she, it's some female energy. And the book is describing all the attributes and the blessings and the fruit that come from her. Clearly. So don't get mad at me because your doctrine and your religion deny her existence. I've been telling my people, everybody in the chat, listen to me say it again. Christians don't necessarily teach you the Bible. Christians teach you their doctrine, which they use the Bible to support. That is a really big difference. So what I do, all you Christians that's in here, I teach the Bible. And in the doing so, it exposes the falsehood in the doctrine of Christianity. And so people get triggered. They think I'm calling them false. Listen, man, I said Christianity is false. The teachers and the preachers are teaching to you something that's fake, phony, and false. But because you associate yourself with this religion, you get triggered when people call it false, because it is. And then what you do is when people call Christianity and all these Abrahamic religions false, you start calling us uneducated, ignorant, and wicked. You start insulting us and accusing us because we call your ideology false, not you. But it's just exposing the spirit that we dealing with in your response. In my attempt to wake my people up, here you go exposing yourself. So I'm telling my chat, pay attention to the way the Christians present their opposition. Pay attention to the spirit that they presented in. Pay attention to how they assume ignorance because you don't agree with them. That's called arrogance. That's what the definition of arrogance is, to assume someone is ignorant because they don't agree with you. To assume someone has no understanding because they don't agree. That's arrogance in action. Pay attention to the energy they bring. That's why I say don't block them. Let them expose themselves in the chat, the energy they got. Everybody get to see them. So here we go. We still talking about her, y'all. Don't go nowhere. Stay here. Don't listen. Get in here. I said Christianity, Islam, and Judaism, all three of the world's biggest religions, deny divine feminine energy. So I'm reading about her in the book. Mic check 1 2 1 2. I dare you get in here and tell me she ain't in here after this. So let's make sure you understand how she function in the kingdom. I have understanding and power. She say, what do God mean? The powers. One of the definitions of power is the ability to define phenomena and make it act in a desired manner. That's one of its definition. I have understanding and power. Y'all possess it. It's talking about her now. We still talking about wisdom. Wisdom. Her, she. The spirit of wisdom, which comes forth from the kingdom of heaven, which is within you. It don't come out the sky, don't come out the book, don't come from a preacher. It comes from the kingdom. The book is describing how she functions and all the attributes that come with her. Don't you go nowhere, Nick Nash. Especially you Christians, ain't no divine feminine. Well, that ain't what the book say. Let's keep reading about her, man, because she still talking. By me, kings reign. By who? Who is me? Wisdom, her. Just make sure we understand who we talking about now. And rulers make laws that are just. By me, princes govern, and all nobles who rule on earth. I love those who love me. And those who seek me find me. With me are riches and honor, enduring wealth and prosperity. My fruit is better than gold. We still talking about her now. Man. And I yield what I yield surpasses choice silver. I walk in the way of righteousness, along the paths of justice, bestowing wealth on those who love me and making their treasuries full. Listen to her now. The I am, the you, possess me at the beginning of his work. Before his deeds of old, I was appointed from eternity, from the beginning, before the world began. This is her. Shema. Wisdom. The wisdom of God. Spirit of wisdom. The waters are spirits. And the darkness is in between, in the way. The dragon is in front of the woman. We're going to get to her. It's all about what's going on, is everything is all surrounding her. The part that you leave out and say don't exist. This is the cornerstone of the story. Everything came from her. I'm going to show you in a minute in the book. I just want to walk through here patiently, Nick Nash, if you're still in here or whoever in here denying the truth of what's in this book. Sitting here telling people they got a divine father but no divine mother, even though how you going to deny what's in your book? Why would you? So you can be right, huh? Because you ain't worried about being true no more. You don't even care. Long as you get to look right. Let me stop, man. Make sure my people get to all this right here. Eat, eat, eat. From the beginning, before the world began. She say, I was appointed from eternity. Before time. We ain't talking about Mary. We ain't talking about no church. We talking about the wisdom of God. She, her, and her function in the kingdom. That's what we talking about right here. You got to have wisdom to understand it. It's described as she. You got to have your mother. You got to acknowledge your mother before you can even understand it on this level. The reason you can't understand it on this level is because you refuse to acknowledge your mother. That's your problem. So let me help you. Stop trying to be right and get you back to the truth first. And then maybe we can figure out what the problem is. But first, we got to get to the truth, y'all. They've been lying to us. When there were no oceans, I was giving birth. Where there were no springs abounding with water, before the mountains were settled in place, before the hills, I was giving birth. Before he made the earth or its fields or any of the dust of the world, I was there when he set the heavens in place. All you Christians, go sit down somewhere with your, hey man, your doctrine is fake, phony, and false. You hear me? According to your book, boy, your doctrine is so phony. Ooh. Hey, if you are part of a religion that denied the existence of divine feminine energy in the spiritual realm, you need to get out of it right now. Because they lying to you. Especially if they tell you they teaching you what's in this book. No, they ain't. That's why they call this the Old Testament. Do you understand that Black History Month is in the month of February? And February have 28 days. And it is a callback to when time was measured by the moon and the phases of it. And it was 13 moons. You've been knowing about your mom. An enemy came, conquered you with confusion and spells. And divided the light of the 13th moon among the 12. The days of the 13th month were divided among the 12. But you may not be able to understand what I'm saying and what level that I'm speaking from. I'm going to say it for the third time. The days, the lights, because God called his light day. Everything he made was made in the light, including us. The lights of the 13th moon were divided amongst the 12. That's what's going on. They hiding something from you about who and what you are and where you come from. Bottom line, all three of them, because you're dealing with a third. It said a third. Don't it tell you that a third? The enemy swept down a third. We're going to get to it, but we ain't through talking about your mama yet. Let me slow down. Because she say when the heavens were set in place, plural heavens. In the beginning, God created the heavens, plural, and the earth. It say heavens, plural, because God is creating from the kingdom. She telling you she was in the kingdom. That's what she said. Before the heavens, baby. Before eternity, in the beginning, I was there. She was there. She told that she go. They been lying. They just stand in front of the people and just lie to them with a straight face. So that's why I'm so excited about when I read this part of the book, because it's just no denying it. You really have to go investigate your religion if your religion denied the existence of a divine mother. You really need to look into your religion. If they deny her existence, she don't exist at all. You don't have a divine, it's father only. And son. What about the mama? Ain't no mama. What you mean? How it ain't no mama? Because it just ain't one. You see, you're blaspheming now. So see, now you're wrong now. You going against God. What you talking about? I'm telling you what's in your book, pastor. Preacher. What's in your book? You call it the word of God, don't you? Well, your book say right here clearly, I was there when he set the heavens, plural, in place. Talking about wisdom, who the book describes as her and she. Who's going to deny that? Only bits and pieces. Man, I'm reading the whole chapter. But just because you said only bits and pieces, I'm going to make you eat that. You gonna eat that in a minute. Let me show you what he's saying. Because she was there from the beginning. How you gonna confine her to bits and pieces when she's sitting here telling you when the heavens was put in place, I was there? That means she is involved in everything. That's what this is telling you from the very beginning. Everything that came forth. What was put forth that didn't involve wisdom, don't contain wisdom. Name it. That exists in the light of God. How can you say she's only in bits and pieces when the chapter is describing her function within the kingdom? Do you not have any understanding of what this is telling you? You telling me that because it's broken down in Proverbs chapter 8 and 9 in detail about how she functions, and that the details of how she functions is only broken down in Proverbs chapter 8 and 9 as far as this part, that this as far as the extent of her existence goes, that it's confined to the 2 chapters of Proverbs chapter 8 and 9? Is that what you're telling me your understanding is? And you'll call me ignorant? Do you know what listen, let me read this one more time. Proverbs chapter, let me show you how this apply throughout all eternity. Not just Proverbs chapter 8 and 9, baby. Come on now. Let me do it for you. Our wisdom dwell together with prudence. I possess knowledge and discretion. Anywhere in this book, in its entirety, if it's some knowledge or some understanding or some discretion, it came from her wisdom. Knowledge is her possession. It belongs to her. It's one of the jewels in her crown. It's her possession. It's hers. So that means when you get you some knowledge, guess where you getting it from? Her. Because it's her function in the kingdom to give you knowledge. It's what wisdom is about. But you want to play this word game in this spell game, don't you? You want to confine the narrative and only apply it to Proverbs chapter 8 and 9 and say it doesn't apply beyond that. So I'm going to take you to Revelation chapter 12 when I get through here to what you call the New Testament. And we're going to show you her one more time till you get it through your head that your doctrine is false. I don't care if you call it right. So what? It's still false. Book is talking about her explicitly and in detail. And because the fake phony doctrine that you believe to be right, you won't accept the truth. And you will try to play word and spell games and confine your understanding to Proverbs chapter 8 and 9. Bless your heart. But we're not going to let you play with the people in this chat. But we see you for what you got going on. So let me help you understand. We still talking about her. When he established the clouds above and fixed securely the fountains of the deep, when he gave the sea its boundaries. We're going to break down to you how the sea represent some demonic spirits that were cast out of the kingdom and they manifest as seas. We're going to break all this down for you. When he gave the seas his boundaries so the waters would not overstep his command. Let there be light. And he separated the light from the darkness. And then the firmament, which was called heaven, was to separate the waters. We're going to bust down what these waters is. Remember, there was a war in heaven and it was all behind her. And when he marked out the foundation of the earth, then I was the craftsman at his side. I was filled with delight day after day, rejoicing always in his presence, rejoicing in his whole world, and delighting in mankind. Now then, my sons, mankind, delighting in mankind. So who's she talking to? Mankind. What do she call mankind? Now then, my sons. In the beginning, God. And then you get down, God say, let us make man in our likeness and in our image. And what the book say, don't it? Your doctrine say that this us and this our consists of all masculine energy. Bless your heart. But that ain't what this book say at all. So we're going to make sure you understand. Listen to my instruction. Now then, my sons, listen to me. Who's talking? Wisdom. How do the book describe wisdom as her and she? And it's talking about all of her attributes and her function in the kingdom, when it started, where it started, and how. She telling you about her role and her position in the kingdom. Now then, my sons, that mean mother, don't it? If she that implies motherhood. Does it? I don't know. They say she don't exist. My bad. My bad. Now then, listen to me. Blessed are those who keep my ways. Listen to my instruction and be wise. Do not ignore it. Blessed is the man who listens to me. Listen to your mama. Watch daily at my doors, waiting at my doorway. Honor your mother. For whoever finds me finds life and receives favor from the I am, from the you, the real I am. But whoever fails to find me harms himself. All who hate me love death. We ain't through talking about her, man. Can I talk about her some more? Because I know all these three religions, you might be one of the third. You remember it was a third cast out. Let me tell you something about this third. See, the dragon, well, no, I don't want. I'm gonna read some more about her first. Then we're gonna show you her in Revelation. We're gonna break her down in Revelation. Then we're gonna show you her some more in Genesis chapter 1 in the very beginning. So these Christians can stop lying to you about the existence of your mother. Okay? All right. Wisdom has built her house. She has hewn out its 7 pillars. She has prepared her meat and mixed her wine. She has also set her table. Eat. She has sent out her maids, and she calls from the highest point of the city. Let all who are simple come in here. She says to those who lack judgment, come eat my food and drink the wine I have mixed. This is what your mama got for you to eat. She say, come get you something to eat. She's calling you. Come eat. But you ain't gonna say thank you? You mean you gonna eat at your mama's table from the food that your mama prepared for you, and you not gonna say thank you? Bless your heart. But you right though. You got it right. All right, you got it right. We're gonna tell the truth over here today if y'all don't mind. Come eat my food and drink the wine I have mixed. Leave your simple ways and you will live. Walk in the way of understanding. That requires some humility. You got to humble yourself to understand your mama. Then you can understand your mama. But you won't even acknowledge your mama. That's the problem. Here we go. Whoever corrects a mocker brings on insult. So that's why you see the religious people in the comment section with their insults and the accusation. They're going to accuse me of being ignorant. Yeah. Because I'm contradicting everything they teach. And I ain't using nothing but they book to do it. So let's look at it, man. Whoever corrects a mocker brings on insult. This is what your mama showing you now. Whoever rebukes a wicked man incurs abuse. Do not rebuke a mocker or he will hate you. So that's why Nikki be in the comment section blocking people. Because I be wanting to smoke. So I have some feminine energy in the mix somewhere in the comment section that'll just keep it out so we can have peace and the people can be taught, because I go on a tangent with the smoke and those that want it. But let me make sure the people get an understanding of the information in this book outside of the religious doctrines they've attached to it that got you running around here calling this stuff right. You need to get off of that, like for real. That's why we all got to try to force our way, because everybody's trying to be right. And that ain't what that ain't what the mission is, y'all. Let's make sure we understand it. The fear of the Lord, the I am, the you, is the beginning of wisdom. What you mean, fear? This is how they translated the concept. What we talking about is respect, a healthy respect, honor, not afraid, because fear is the absence of courage. Courage is an attribute or fruit of the kingdom, the spirit of courage. Have courage. Fear is the absence of that. So we're not talking about being afraid. We're talking about a healthy respect, an understanding, in the understanding of our place and our relation in the kingdom. You don't want to overstep our bounds. We don't want to disrespect our Father. We don't want to overstep our bounds with our Father. Mother either, for that matter. And knowledge of the Holy One is understanding. For through me, your days will be many. Still talking about how she functions. She give you life. And years will be added to your life. If you are wise, your wisdom, your mama, will reward you. If you are a mocker, you alone will suffer. We just talking about the concept of justice, being that the innocent is not punished in place of the wicked. If you wicked, that's on you. If you righteous, that's on you. Because, you know, the Christian concept is you was born in the sin because of what Adam did. Because, you know, they trace their lineage through Adam. That's their doctrine. We're going to show you the difference between the creation of the Lord and the creation of God. We're going to take our time. The woman, folly, is loud. She is undisciplined and without knowledge. Who is the woman? Folly, foolishness, confusion, Babylon, mystery Babylon, the false church, the fake, phony, false doctrine, the backwards, upside down teaching. She is undisciplined and without knowledge. They don't know what they're talking about. In a fake, phony, false doctrine, talking about ain't no divine mother. She sit at the door of her house on a seat at the highest point of the city, calling out to those who pass by, who go straight on her way. Let all who are simple come in here. She says to those who lack judgment, stolen water is sweet. What we talking about? We talking about fake, phony, false religions that try to justify their wickedness. They try to justify genocide and slavery and the stealing of resources and land, all in the name of their religion. Stolen waters is sweet. So that's why the whore of Babylon is just bloody, drinking blood, because these fake, phony, false religions are invented to justify the wickedness of these people that love to steal, kill, lie, cheat, and destroy, and teach backwards and cast spells. Control the narrative. And the truth exposes them. They hate the truth because the truth exposes them for what they are. And in the light of the truth, they fake, false, phoniness cannot exist. When people come into the light of the truth, so they know their very existence, the ideology, the fake, phony, false ideology is at risk of being eradicated from the minds of men when they come into the light of truth. So they fight it with all their might because they built their whole sense of righteousness. They justify their actions by way of these religions. That's how they call what they do right. I did it in the name of my God. Really? Well, let me show you what you got going on is satanic and backwards. And you're right when you say you're doing it in the name of your God. You're a part of the third. It was a third that got kicked out. And we dealing with 3 religions. Last time I checked, one of 3 is the third, ain't it? You might be one of these 3. In rebellion against the kingdom, which consists of the king and his queen, your father and your mother. You may be in rebellion against that with your doctrine that you call right. Let's end it though. Calling out those who pass by. Stolen water is sweet. Food eaten in secret is delicious. It's just talking about these religions and how they try to justify wickedness. But little do they know that the dead are there, that her guests are in the depths of the grave. It's lifeless, fake, phony, and false. How you gonna have a father and a son and no mother? And then when they say the son, they think you talking about one singular person. And it's talking about a people. The proof is when the lion of the tribe is seen, he looked like a lamb covered in eyes. And we ain't talking about physical eyes. We in the kingdom, y'all. We talking about the ninth letter of the alphabet. Eyes. Talking about a group of people that have been routinely slaughtered. Innocent people. The injustice of it all. Yes, it's going to be addressed and dealt with who the lamb is. Because in the kingdom, that's the lion. Because of the injustice that suffered among these people. The lamb is covered with eyes. We're talking about a group of people. Innocent people. Slaughtered in the name of these fake, phony, false religions. But Revelation chapter 12. What I just got through doing is patiently and painstakingly reading for the Christians about the existence of the divine feminine in the kingdom according to the Bible. And what I'm doing is exposing that all these Abrahamic religions deny her existence because they false. And it's triggering a lot of people in the comment section. I hope so. I'm glad that it's doing so. Get in here and learn the truth. Revelation chapter 12. First, I read to you from Proverbs chapter 8 and 9. I read the entire chapters. They told me 2 was the number of witness. So we're going to read to you about her again in what you call the New Testament in Revelations. It's at the end of the book, and it's called Revelations because it's written to reveal the things that took place physically. The revelation is coming from the kingdom. It's describing things from the kingdom, which exists outside of space and time, which is within you, by the way, and must be understood from within you, from the kingdom's perspective. So if your understanding came from a book or from a person, you might have it backwards and upside down. Let me put it back in order for you. Revelation chapter 12, a great and wondrous sign appeared in heaven. Where? In heaven. Okay. Make sure we understand what's going on here. Make sure we're going to show you. We're going to make sure we're going to end it in Genesis. Since y'all love to do stuff backwards. We're going to end it in Genesis for you. A great and wondrous sign appeared in heaven. A woman clothed with the sun. A who? A woman clothed with the sun. There she go again. In heaven. Clothed. A garment. You know, you put clothes on and take clothes off. You know that, right? How important, how much importance are clothes or garments? Put them on, take them out, change them up, switch them up. It's whatever. Yeah, she's clothed with the sun. It's just a garment for her. We in Revelations now, Christian. We ain't in what y'all call the Old Testament no more. All right. We outside of space and time. We in the spiritual realm. You know where she said she was in before the beginning, before the heavens? Here she go again. Book of Revelation reveal her to you, huh? But because you believe in this fake, phony, false doctrine, you insisted that this was talking about a church. Well, the body is a church, but now you was talking about a religious institution. This ain't describing no religious institution. This is describing her. Nature. Here we go, y'all. Here we go, y'all. Here we go. We gonna look at her. A woman clothed with the sun with the moon under her feet. Woo! Because she was talking about her function in Proverbs chapter 8 and chapter 9. But then, okay, you want to see me? Here I go. Let me reveal to you how I'm coming through when you envision me. Envision me clothed with the sun and the moon under my feet. When you try to conceive of me in your mind. Yeah. Check her out. With the moon under her feet and a crown. Ain't no divine mother, ain't no divine feminine. Not only is the book describing her, she got on a crown. say, oh, they just been making stuff up and saying with a straight face too, telling you don't have no mother. Won't acknowledge her at all. Bless their heart. I don't know how long I've been on this live, but I ain't talking about nothing but her, and I ain't talking about nothing but her from out your book. The one you say don't exist. Do you realize what's going on right here? I'm not picking up none of the book but yours. Talking about who you say don't exist. Well, she got a crown on, so because now you envisioning her. Proverbs chapter 8 is describing her function. She said, by me, kings rule. Then she back door, when you envision her, when the vision of her is described, she got a crown on. In heaven. But she don't exist. You don't have a divine mother. Let's see, because she called your son in Proverbs. Let's see if it's gonna work again. Here we go. She was pregnant. I'm done. I'm through. I'm fit. I don't. What else do? What? Listen, man. What else do you need? What else do you got to have for you to accept the truth? That your doctrine is completely false. Because I said, if she pregnant, that implies motherhood. Divine, royal, mother in heaven. Participating in creation. Call you her son if you one of her children. If not, you deny her existence. In the book say that's foolish. It's backwards. But she pregnant. Let's see who she pregnant with. A woman clothed with the sun, with the moon under her feet, and the crown of 12 stars on her head. A crown of 12 stars. Now, stars are symbolic of angelic beings. And we got the stars that's in the kingdom, and we got the stars that's in the sky. Hold on. She was pregnant and cried out in pain, and she was about to give birth. Then another sign appeared in heaven. An enormous red dragon with 7 horns and 7 heads and 10 horns, 7 crowns on his heads. His tail swept a third of the stars out of the sky and flung them to the earth. What's 12 divided by 3? What's a third of 12? 4. On the 4th day of creation, the stars are put into the sky. Got 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, and you got what you call your 4 gospels, what you base your fake, phony, false religion off of. Let me not take you too fast. The dragon stood in front of the woman who was about to give birth. Let me show y'all what's going on. Come with me to Genesis, because I know they didn't teach you this. Let me show you what's going on in the book. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. What did God consist of? Masculine and feminine energy. God created the heavens and the earth with a thought, the vision first. The vision appeared in the heavens, in the mind of God. So this is what's being described to you in Revelation chapter 12. The creation of the heavens and the earth started with a vision. Don't you envision what you create? When you getting ready to create your dream house, you mean to tell me you envision words and letters? No. You envision trees and grass? Nah, you envision the complete structure, don't you? You envision it. Well, God, in his wisdom, when God created the heavens and the earth, God envisioned her. Because that's who the creation is going to come forth through. Ain't we dealing with a kingdom? And we creating in our likeness and in our image? So, okay, we looking, a vision appeared. So in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Now the earth was formless and empty, and darkness was over the surface of the deep. Now the earth was formless and empty, comma. It's formless and empty because it don't exist in physical reality yet. It's just a thought. It's a vision appearing in the mind of God, heaven. If it don't have a form, and it's void, that means it don't have no substance, it's nothing in it. If it don't have a shape or substance, it don't exist in physical reality. That's what's being described to you. If they didn't teach you this, you don't understand this book. So we describing the thought process. But when you think of the dream house, is it not complete? Is it not a complete structure? So it exists in your mind, right? It really exists, but it exists in your mind, not in physical reality yet. Well, God envisioned his queen. He envisioned her pregnant. Because we dealing with a kingdom. How you going to build, if you going to build a kingdom and you are wise, you're not envisioning castles and armies. You envisioning your queen. It's your foundation for your kingdom. Darkness is over the surface of the deep. The dragon is standing in front of the woman. That's what's being described to you in Revelation chapter 12. You know that the war in heaven took place before creation, right? Did they explain this to you? Why they was busy putting you under the ghost spell? Did they explain to you that the war in heaven that's described in Revelation took place before the creation narrative that's described in Genesis? Did they teach you that? Because if they didn't, you might not really understand the perspective of how to see this information. You might be getting it backwards. So let's put it in perspective. What's going on is the dragon, the darkness, is in front of the woman. Darkness is hovering, and the Spirit of God is hovering over the waters. That's the dragon. How you know that's the dragon? Because it's in the dark, hovering over the waters, in between the waters and God. The dragon. So because of this, the response of God is not the reaction. We don't react. We respond. The response is, let there be light. Waters reflect. And it's so if the waters reflect, you know, where there is light, darkness can't exist, right? The darkness represents the rebellion in heaven, the war in heaven, the dragon standing in front of the woman. That's what the spirit is. But because of you under a ghost spell, when they capitalize this S, because they capitalize this S, you associated this spirit with your creator and said, yeah, it's the spirit of God, and it got the capital G. Yeah, but what is the spirit doing? Because that's how you identify what you're dealing with. Not by how it's spelled. Yeah, see, you might identify it by how it's spelled. But we know that the attributes of God and the spirits of God have nothing to do with capital letters or how those attributes are spelled. We know the difference. What is he doing? He hovering over the face of the waters in the dark. So we're going to tell you about a spirit that was among the seven. Even he is the eighth and is of the seven, but must go into perdition. But when he show up, he just going to show up for a little while. So on the fourth day of creation, this one we're going to deal with the darkness. And it's the only day we're going to deal with it. Remember, the darkness is the rebellion, and the darkness is called the night. And if you pay attention to the creation narrative, evening and the morning, or how the days are described, the night is not mentioned. It's in between evening and morning, but it's not mentioned again until the fourth day. The dragon sweeping in the stars that's put into the sky on the fourth day of creation. That's what's being described here. It's being revealed in Revelation. So here we go. Now, the dragon, let's get back to it. I just had to show you what's going on in Revelation. And let me show you it's consistent. It's consistent. If you understand how to interpret the book in its order. The dragon stood in front of the woman who was about to give birth so that he may devour her child the moment it was born. She gave birth to a son, a male child, who will rule all the nations with an iron scepter. And her child was snatched up to God and to his throne. Let's see if this match. Male child, and it's a son. So let's read. Let us make man, Genesis chapter 1, in our image, in our likeness, and let them rule. So we're not talking about a singular person. We're talking about man, who is described in singular male terms. And it's consistent because in the book, rule and dominion is given to the creation of God, which consists of them, male and female, who the book called man. Singular male terms. It's telling you that man come forth from her. And the war is the dragon didn't want you to be born into your inheritance, into your birthright, which is rule here. You got to rule here. Why does he want this to happen? Book say he got cast down here. He gonna be ruled over, him and his people, by you. And he hate this fact that this is your birthright. He hate it. So he seeks to take it from you by way of deception and war and intimidation and threats. I'm going to punish you forever and ever and ever if you don't believe what I'm... Yeah! Eat the flesh and drink the blood and perform this ritual and fill out this and sing this song and go to this building and yeah. Because his way ain't natural. It's artificial. It's just symbolic of the real thing. He's just a shadow. That's how he operates. In shadow, from shadow, with shadow. It's just how he moves. It sound right, though. He gonna pull up on you and tell you some stuff that sound right. And it might even be right. Problem is, it's not gonna be true. But if you call it right, and what you say goes here, hey, man, it ain't my fault. You the one said injustice was right. You the one said it was right for the innocent to be punished in place of the wicked. You said that was right. So why you protest when you see it happening? You called it right. Your whole foundation of your ideology is based on the innocent being punished in the place of the wicked and calling it love. That's your whole ideology. So why do you protest when you see it happening in reality? Because it's an injustice. It's a perversion of justice, and you are naturally it's a naturally disgust to you. It's just naturally you can't stand to see it. It's just natural. Because the worship and the imitation of God is natural, and God is just. It's a just God. Divine justice is divine. It's not determined by man. It's a natural thing. It's just when you see injustice, you just know what it is. Man, this is a perversion of justice. This is upside down and backwards. That's why it must be forced into reality. This ideology manifests on this earth by way of force, war. genocide, slavery, deception, backwards teaching. It's not natural. It's not natural to deny the existence of your mother. It's not natural. It's just not. So we're going to help you understand why these three religions do it. This third, one of these three, this third that you just keep missing the significance of. You just can't seem to put it together. Look at what they do in the world. This third. Look at what they got going on and always keep going on. Look at them. Look what they do. Forget what they say. It sound right. But they say what they say to justify their wickedness, their lawlessness, their greed, their deception, their hunger for constant war. That's what they got these religions for, to hide behind. All of your racists, guess where they hiding? Guess where they hide their racism? Behind their religion. You didn't know? That's all this stuff is about, an attempt to justify and appear to be right. You don't need no help being true, y'all. You don't need a book to be true, an ideology to be true, an alphabet to know how to spell, not to be true. And imitation is the highest form of worship. Somebody gonna catch it and put it together in a minute. But for those that just have to have religions and ceremonies and rituals and got to be right, let me help you understand how you got tricked into nonsense by liars and deceivers. People that didn't want you to realize your power, your God, which is within you. By people that never wanted you to look into the mirror and see the likeness and image of the living God. They never wanted you to do that, ever. So, they gave you this to look to. So they gave you this. God forbid you should look in the mirror and see the only begotten Son of the living God. But I got the truth to tell you, ain't but one you. And according to the book, man is spoken into existence in Genesis chapter 1 because none of the ingredients that's used in Genesis chapter 1 to create man involve dirt. Not one. Not in God's creation. When you get to the work of the Lord, yeah, dirt is the first thing he grabbed. But in God's creation, in Genesis chapter 1, show me where God used some dirt. And the reason, because we ain't this. And God made man in the likeness and image of God. So we don't talk about dirt and we don't talk about dying, do we? We talk about being fruitful. God instruct in the positive, and nowhere in the instructions of God does it say what not to do. It only mentions what to do. You got the other one, the imposter. Yeah, he instruct in the negative. Matter of fact, he command. He command in the negative, and then it reveals in Ezekiel that his instructions were not good. I'm gonna read it to you, but let's get through reading about this your mama, because they say that's how you get snatched up to God and his throne. You see, the kingdom is within you, and it's a soul, a spiritual thing. That's why I say you worship in spirit and in truth. That's how you get snatched up to God in his throne, because your life is not relegated to this flesh. It's not seen as this dirt. You get snatched up to your father and your mother, the throne. Your birthright is eternal life. You are given rule, is what the book say. It's given to man. So the enemy, the dragon is at war with her. And they say that the woman fled into the desert to a place prepared for her by God, where she might be taken care of 1,260 days. We in the spirit now. 1,260 days is we talking about 3.5. The midway point. This is what we looking at. A midway point. We're going to show you what it's talking about in the first 3 days of creation and what happened on the first half of the 4th day. How it line up consistently when you can interpret the book in order, rightly divide the words, and give it to the people without the religion and the doctrine, because God ain't never gave nobody no religion, ever. It didn't come from God. I ain't say you don't have a religion. I'm just saying it didn't come from God. It's time that you learn the truth today. It don't have nothing to do with religion. It's have to do with family. Ain't the kingdom a family? Okay, well, are you part of the kingdom or not? Are you part of the family or not? Last time I checked, you don't become a member of a family by way of ceremony and ritual. Unless the ceremony and ritual is you being married and born into it. Last time I checked, we was dealing with the kingdom. That's what they all be jumping up and down saying. All right, well, do you notice the difference between where the kingdom is and where heaven is? Because heaven, that's the sky. The kingdom is in you. Do you know the difference? Let's make sure we reading and understanding what's going on at this midway point. There was war in heaven before you got here, before we got here, before we manifested, before man was created. Understand that she was on the scene already. The plan was put in place and it's going to manifest just like the plan was put in place, and ain't nothing going to stop it. And let me show you why. Because it's already been established and understood. The war already happened. It's not going to happen. It already happened. The battle has already been won. It's just time for some understanding of what's going on right here. As above, so below. So that's why we got this armor, y'all, down here. And the truth is our sword. We're at war with these lies. And there was war. Michael mean who is like God. That's what Michael mean. He who is like God. That's what it means. Let us make man in our likeness and in our image. Michael mean he who is like God. Let's see. That's who gonna kick. I'm gonna let my kids rule over you. I'm gonna kick you down to the earth, and I'm gonna let my children rule over you. And I'm gonna make my children just like me. The only way you get to show up is in the dark, in confusion. By way of, only way you get to manifest, only way you get to appear is in the dark. By way of confusion, hatred, greed, violence, darkness. That's the only way you get to manifest into their reality as a sign and a symbol. Woo! It's deep, y'all. All behind because he messing with her. And she pregnant. Who you think got her pregnant? Well, where the sign is appearing. We in the kingdom, we in hell. Yeah, I did. Well, you know, she got a crown on, right? Yeah, that mean queen, mean royalty. So who got her pregnant? The king? Let us make man in our likeness. So the plan, see, the enemy had a problem with the plan. So we describing what's going on in the spiritual realm before anything that you can see, touch, taste, or smell yet. This 1,260 days is a midway point. It's going to be broken down again to you in a minute. Just breaking down what's going on. So they didn't, Satan, the dragon and his angels fought, but it say the dragon and his angels fought back, but they was not strong enough, and they lost their place in heaven. They lost their place. It's no longer a place for them. They had to be kicked out. Had to it's no longer a place for, let me help you understand what they're saying. They're saying non-existence. In the evening, in the morning are called days. What's in between evening and morning? The night, the darkness, but they are not mentioned. It's nowhere there's nowhere to put you. So for the first 3 days of creation, man, we don't talk about the darkness after we define it. After we define what the darkness is, we don't mention it again until the 4th day. And that's the only day that we mention it. After that, we deal with it and put it in its place and assign it its function and what it's going to be and what it's going to do. Back to the regularly scheduled program. He know his time is short. He ain't got but a day. Let's look at it, y'all. So let's check him out. We ain't got no place for you. That dragon was hurled down, that ancient serpent called the devil or Satan, who leads the whole world astray. He was hurled to the earth and his angels with him. Then let's go down to verse 13. When the dragon saw that he had been hurled to the earth, he pursued the woman who had given birth to the male child. Still about her. We ain't stopped talking about her yet. He after her still. He can't stand her. He can't stand her so much. Those that worship him, they say she don't even exist. I'm going to repeat it. He can't stand her so much that those that worship him in the place of God, the world that he done led astray, they claim she don't even exist if you gonna worship him. Now you know why. That's why I got the title. I'm just showing you why they exclude her, because of what they really are and where they come from, who they really worship. Trying to bring my people out of it. Any religion that denied the existence of divine feminine energy in the spiritual realm, the kingdom of heaven, or however you want to identify it, is false and phony and backwards. It is. But you might believe it's right. Well, just understand that the true God is worshiped in spirit and in truth. God ain't told you nothing about being right, because you don't know what it is. And your concept of right and wrong changed too much. And we're not going to play these games with you going back and forth about you trying to be right. We're not going to do this. So what I'm going to require of you is just be true, okay? As true as you know how to be. Be your real, true, honest, and admit the truth. Accept the truth. Be true. But for those of you that just want to be right, you understand that you must accept everything that comes with the position. Since you want to place yourself in that position, you got to accept everything that comes with it. Because what you call right, that's what it's going to be. That's what you're going to get. So if you call injustice right, if you call the innocent being punished in place of the wicked, if you call it right, that's what you're going to get. Now look around at your people. The innocent is being punished in place of the wicked. And the reason it's happening is because you keep calling it right. You reinforce it every Sunday with this blood contract that you've entered in with this demon. So here we go. Give these people their religion back. Give them their God back. Give it back. It's theirs. It's not yours. Don't belong to you. Give them the third. Here we go. Listen to the book, y'all. Listen to the book. I'm going to let you Christians get in here and tell me, after all this evidence, how I'm misinterpreting the scripture. I would really like to hear you Christians get in here and tell me why you denied the existence of not only your divine mother, you denied the existence of feminine energy in the spiritual realm, period. I want you to get in here and tell the people why. If you claim your doctrine is true. Because I say your doctrine is fake, phony, and false according to what's in this Bible. The truth ain't in it at all. Nah, for real. Let's read Revelation chapter 12, verse 15. I'm in the King James Version for a reason. And hold on. Chapter 12, verse 13. When the dragon saw that he was cast unto the earth, he persecuted the woman which brought forth the man-child. Us, mankind. Proven to you in Genesis chapter 1, proven to you in Proverbs chapter 8. Let's keep going though. And to the woman were given 2 wings of a great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness, into a place where she is nourished for a time, times, in half a time. That's that 3.5 from the face of the serpent. Darkness is over the surface of the deep. But for a time, times and half a time, she gonna be taken care of out of the serpent's reach. For the first 3.5 days of creation, darkness is not mentioned after it's defined as night. After we define darkness as night, according to the Bible in Genesis chapter 1, the night is not mentioned again until the 4th day. That's the only day is mentioned again. And then after that, the night is not mentioned again after that. We talking about something huge going on here. Judgment and placement and all of this that you might have missed because they put you up under the ghost spell first and proceeded to teach you this book backwards from the narrative in a perspective of a 3.5-year period. They condensed this book down and taught it to you from the narrative, from the perspective of a 3.5-year period about a man named Jesus. That's where they started your teaching from. Bless your heart. So I teach the people that's been in my chat from the beginning. That's why they in the comment section spitting what they spitting, because they've been learning from the beginning. And it ain't me that's teaching, because I didn't get this from a person. This is revelation, and it's been revealed as true. Let me keep going. Let's just keep going to show you what's really going on. Stuff that already happened, y'all. They pointed and say, hey, it's that way. It's coming. You better look. You better get ready. Here it come. Whole time it done already happened. And they steady stealing your resources and denying you of your birthright. Got you looking to the sky, but never taught you that the sky is below you if the kingdom is within you. That's just common sense. The kingdom is within you. That means in is up. Out is down. Don't they call it outer space? Well, what you waiting on to come out the sky for if you realize it's below you? According to the Bible, on the 4th day, the stars, the angels that are cast out are put into the bottomless pit. Now look at what they call outer space again. Put it together. You might be waiting on Jesus to come out the sky, but you know Christ come from the kingdom. Did you know that? I don't know who you looking for. You might be looking for Jesus to come out the sky, but according to your book, Christ come from the kingdom. So who you looking for? No, man. Let's just make sure our people understand how they got played with. Revelation revealing the woman, because he can't stand her, y'all. Listen to me. She's nature. The enemy can't stand nature. That's why he genetically modified his creation. Because he can't naturally do nothing. He have to genetically modify his creation. The book is about him and his creation. That's why the first book is called Genesis, because he had the man that he made chasing animals around to see if the man he made could mate with them. Then he put the man he made to sleep and cut him open and did some surgery, some genesis, some gene splicing. Because you talking about his creation, and his creation deal with genetics and genetically modifying, because he can't do nothing naturally. His creation deal with dirt first, and then he breathed into his creation, the dirt that he formed, breath of life. But in God's creation, dirt is not mentioned at all, any whatsoever, because that's the part of you that's not alive. God deal with life. The part of you that's alive, the part of you that make you in the likeness and image of God don't have anything to do with this. But maybe they didn't teach you that. Maybe you never noticed that when you read the creation narrative, God don't speak to you about no dirt. It don't mention no dirt, and it don't mention the concept of death either, because you don't die. This does. Well, can't even say it die. It's not alive. It wears out. Maybe they didn't teach you this. They was putting you up under the ghost spell and teaching you how about a special person that you should praise and worship and perform ceremonies and rituals in the name of. That's not my fault. We're not going to let you make that our problem either in this comment section with your insults and accusations, because you emotionally triggered because you associate your identity with this religion. I'm attacking the ideology of the religion, not you personally. I don't know you. I don't know you personally at all. I'm attacking the religion of Christianity and the fake, phony falseness of the doctrine in it. And I enjoy doing it. Yeah, I have a wonderful time doing it. Here we go. So that's what we're talking about in that times, and it's called the times, time, and half a time, because the first 3.5 days of creation cannot be measured in what we call time, because it's no sun yet. You know, the sun is a star. And so time begins, you step in time on the 4th day of creation, but the first 3.5 days of creation before the stars are put into the sky, ain't no time according to how we know it. So they can't be measured. Yeah, she thought this ain't a religion that's being described to you. We talking about a kingdom. Don't get it twisted. All right, so check him out. And the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood after the woman, that he might cause her to be carried away of the flood. And the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened her mouth and swallowed up the flood which the dragon cast out of his mouth. So according to the book, who caused the flood? The dragon. Well, Satan is the dragon, and the dragon is Satan. And if the book say he want to be worshipped in the place of God, say he's an impersonator. So if he's impersonating God when he presents himself to the people, what you think he gonna call himself? Who is he impersonating? God. All right, well, what he call himself? Well, he know he ain't God, and he got to deceive the people. So when he show up on the scene, he call himself Lord God, and he deceived you into calling them and thinking that he was your God. The beasts have 7 heads because every day of the week is named for a different star. Listen to me, y'all. Every day of the week is named for a different star. They call them gods. What's today? Thursday? Thor. Today is Thursday. Is that true? Is today Thursday? That would be blasphemy, wouldn't it? Highest form of worship is imitation. Thursday is named for the god of thunder, day of Jupiter, Skyfather, Jove, Canaanite, Baal, Greek, Zeus, Enlil, Mars. These are put into the sky on the fourth day of creation. Let me show you Satan worship in your face. Because the children are held captive in confusion. Babylon mean confusion. Let me help you come out of this. The purpose of the religions was to keep you confused. Because it's these religions that invented this stuff. Because they were secretly worshiping the sun, moon, and stars. The stars are symbolic of the night, darkness. The stars that you can see with your eyes, the star that you experience, love and peace and joy, they come forth from the kingdom. You see them with your third eye by way of experience and understanding. The stars are put into the sky on the fourth day of creation. The dragon swept a third of the crown of the woman. The third of 12 is 4. What happened on the fourth day? The stars are put into the sky. Because you remember there was a war in heaven and there was nowhere to put these angels, these stars in heaven, in the kingdom. So they got kicked out of the kingdom and placed into the heavens as signs and symbols, and they show up in darkness. In confusion and ignorance, the people worship them and the symbols and the signs that were made to represent them. And one of the symbols and signs that was made to represent Mars is Thor. And today was named in veneration and honor of Thor. It's blasphemy. It's not true. See, God called his light day. Everything God made was made in the day. The day is yours. The day is a present. Is it not the present? And the time is always now. But on the fourth day, you stepped inside a time which is measured by what? The sun. You started measuring your time under the confines, the rising and setting, and the going back and forth of the sun, the cross. That's how you stepped into time. He was symbolic of a fallen one. And like father, like son. So the other one, his sign, his symbol is put on the cross. And he institute time. BC, AD. Time is instituted on the fourth day, how we measure it according to the skin, right? But in the spirit and spiritual knowledge, understanding, ain't it always now? No matter what time it is, no matter where the sun is, ain't it always now? If you in the light. Am I going too fast for the people that stuck in the religious doctrine to keep up? Because I just get to going. I be wanting to pull it out and just make sure you get all of it, man, while you can. All right, so 7 heads now. One of the heads had a fatal wound. Sunday. One of the heads, who you worship on Sunday? Don't he got a fatal wound that was healed? Who is the Son? Jesus is the Son personified. Christ is the light that's in you, who you personify. Jesus is the Son personified. Christ is the light within you, who you personify. Marinate on what I just said. But because you got taught the book backwards, they taught you that it was about Jesus. No. This book is about God and the creation of God. And the adversary, the opposer, the imposter in his work. Do you really think you need his spells and books to know your creator? Really? You're going to let some people that don't do nothing but lie, cheat, steal, unalive, try to control a narrative, obfuscate, commit injustice, and try to justify it. And you gonna let these people give you your religion and your concept of God according to how they spell the words? Because they capitalize the G? Really? Last time I checked, man, names and titles written in all capital letters are what's called legal fictions. They got you worshiping a legal fiction. If your God come out the sky or out a book, and you understand that the word God means the powers, it has nothing to do with religion. If nothing else, if you addicted to the religion, even your religion say it's a kingdom, and ain't a kingdom a family. Who told you to make a religion out of the family? What's wrong with you? Hey man, be a part of the family. Play your role. I ain't never seen nobody try to go get people to join their family. Have you ever went and sought to get people to join your family? No, man, the family reunion is for the family. And that's it. That's ain't nobody else invited to the family reunion but the family. What's wrong with you? I don't know if you can catch that though, but I'm gonna just let that hang right there like a pair of balls. Dude, ain't nobody invited to the family reunion but the family last time I checked. But hey, man, so when we deal with Israel, we deal with he who struggles with the mighty one. We talking about a state of being. We talking about a state of resistance. You see in the instructions that God give you in your book, Christians, that you always skip over because you think you right about everything and you know everything and you have the audacity to call this the word of God and at the same time refer to a part of it as the Old Testament. It's so disrespectful and ungrateful because if you understand the attributes of God, the word of God don't get old. Ain't no old word of God and new word when you deal with God. If you understood the concept of God, there is no way you would let come out of your mouth that God has an Old Testament. By that very phrase, let me know you got no understanding of this concept. And I'm going to prove it in your book. Let's look at the instructions of God and you tell me which one of them is old today. God blessed them and said to them, be fruitful. And you know you got to reach maturity to bear fruit. You got to go through your seasons before you reach maturity, before you are able to bear fruit. Has that gotten old? Is this no longer the case? Do you still in the year 2023 have to reach maturity in order to bear fruit? Is this still true? Well, what's old about it? Okay, well, let's see. And increase in number. Is it still in effect in 2023 that mankind increases in number? 2 people become 3, 4, 5, family, community, nation. Is this still true in 20? It ain't got old. Let's see. Fill the earth and subdue it. Is this old? The commandment, the instruction, to subdue the earth. Is this old? Does this no longer apply? When it's talking about subdue the earth, do you understand? It's talking about the spirits that got cast down. That's in rebellion that we got to subdue, which implies a struggle. He who struggles with the mighty one, that's what Israel means. And who you struggling with? An angel that you must overcome. And when you are in this state of struggle, that makes you Israel, because Israel is a state of being. We worship God in spirit and in truth. We're not talking about geographical locations. Even if you're going to go listen, the laws that were given, they was not a religion. Those were laws given to a nation of people that had no land. It wasn't a religion. These were laws given to govern a nation of people that had no land. Because your land is what hold your community and your family together. But because we don't got no land, we gonna be held together by our laws and our customs. And we got our laws and our customs from who we call God. But let me not confuse the people. Let's get back to it. If you don't understand this book in this order, you're going to be worshiping symbols, knowing that the Bible has been stepped on, things taken out, added. How do you know what part is truth? Truth comes from within you. It don't come from no book. The truth is going, when you come across the truth, it's going to resonate from within you. That's how you're going to be able to identify that it's true. Let me tell you, let me give you an example of the truth and how you can identify the difference between right and wrong. If I say it's 12:08, that's just true for me. If I say it's right now, that's true for everybody. It's right now for everybody. No matter what time of the clock or the position of the sun, it's right now for everybody. This is true. Not just from me and my perspective, everybody at the same time. We can stand on this and we can't stand on nothing else. The time is now. That's what time it is right now. That's an example of concrete truth. And this is how you identify truth. What is real in reality and exists the way it is for everybody at the same time. No matter where you are, what you believe, who you believe in, it's now. Whether you believe in Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, it's right now. That's what time it is. That's how you discern truth. This is how you apply what's going on. So if somebody tell you you got a father and but no heavenly mother, but you know damn well you came out your mama, and everybody that you know came out of a mother, it's true for everybody at the same time, no matter who you believe in, what you believe in. Every human being got a mama. They say as above, so below. They say it's a heavenly father, but no mother. How in the hell can that be true? It's time to come out of it. It's time to stop. We talking about the truth. I'm glad that comment was in there. We talking about truth. We not talking about right. If you come across a doctrine, that's because they come in the book and they capitalize the letters, you gonna believe it? So they put it in the book and capitalized the letters and said it ain't no spiritual, ain't no divine mother. And you say, okay, that's right. Even though you look around and see everything that's alive got a mom. Don't get mad at me because you believe that. don't get mad at us because you call that right. Just reading to you out the book what's going on. So God made man in his likeness, in his image. And when they say God, it's talking about the powers, and the powers are masculine and feminine energy. And when they say he, when it's referring to God, it's because of how the powers function, not gender. So we are in the likeness and image of God. We're in male and female. He created them. So that means it's a male and female creator. What's wrong with y'all? Christians, what's wrong with you? What you got against her? Might be the Bible revealing for your doctrine for what it is, because the dragon, the serpent, the imposter is at war with the woman. He's at war with the mother that gave birth. This would make her the mother because she gave birth. Yeah, the dragon is at war with her and her offspring. It's what your book say. Why you deny her in your doctrine? Let's hear it. Where y'all at, Christians? Why you deny the divine feminine in your doctrine? What's wrong with you? What you got against her? What you trying to hold on to that you don't want nobody else to get a piece of? But we know it was the sign was when you put Black History Month in February and put 28 days on it to remind us of our mother. To remind us of the time when we counted time according to the phases of the moon. And it was 13 moons. That's where you get the term month from. Because you got his story and then you got my story, which is a mystery. Because they hid it and divided the light among the 12. They divided the days among the 12, but nobody's catching it because everybody trying to maintain that fake, phony, false doctrine that they've been holding on to because it's their tradition. I'm just telling you it's upside down and satanic and it didn't come from God. That's why they deny her. That's why. Because it's false. And the world is waking up to it, not by what they do. You can just look at the people, the teachers of these doctrines that I got up here, and look what they doing around the world today as we speak. Look what they do. And you tell me who they serve. The highest form of worship is imitation. If you see them lying, cheating, and unaliving all the time, who they imitate? They telling you they just use these books and these religions to justify their wickedness. That's it. Book don't justify you. Religion don't justify you being true. That's how I know it's real. Can't hide behind your religion because, man, it's a lot of faking and shaking going on. Why they deny the truth? Everybody want to be right, like that's your play. You don't even know what you're talking about. You used to say slavery was right. You used to say having 3, 4, 5 wives was right. Now you say it's wrong. You used to say that the innocent suffering in place of the wicked was right. Now you protest against it, but your whole religion is based on this concept. I mean, your entire religion is based on the so-called righteousness of an innocent person being punished in the place of the wicked. A perversion of justice, upside down and backwards. That same religion denies the existence of a divine mother, upside down and backwards. That same religion teach you the book according to what's called the gospel, the gospel. But the book started in Genesis, so they teach you upside down and backwards. That's why your understanding of it is upside down and backwards and based on symbols. With no understanding of the meaning, you think Israel mean a geographical location. You don't even know that that's a state of being. You think Jerusalem is a geographical location. You have no understanding that Jerusalem is a place of inner peace. That's why you got to be at peace. Salem, remember, if you don't know nothing else, Salem is that word mean peace. You got to be at peace, not a geographical location, baby. A state of being. What are they teaching you? I guess they teaching you about people and ethnic groups and geographical locations, and you got to go over there and be a part of this ethnic group to be a child of the Most High God. Maybe they taught you that. Maybe they taught you to hold on to symbols and signs as proof. Because God forbid you should look in the mirror or look inside yourself for the evidence. They told you to look to Jesus, didn't they? I know it. Bless your heart. Look to the light, baby. You don't personify the light, but if you must personify it, look in the mirror. There it is. The light became flesh and dwelt among us, because the light is the light of the kingdom of heaven, and the kingdom of heaven is within you. So if you're looking for the light of heaven, you got to go within. That's how you see the king, by the way. But you might be looking for Jesus. So, he'll come out the sky one day, is what they say. I don't know who it is you dealing with. I don't know. Maybe you don't either. Maybe that's the problem. You're dealing with something you don't know. That's what manna mean. What is it? You eating bread, you don't know what it is, where it come from. What is this? And when the light hit it, it turned to maggots. You see if what it is. This is disgusting. This is a perversion of justice. This ain't right. The innocent shouldn't be punished in place of the wicked. Nah, that's not how things go. That's not good. And my God is a just God. That's not justice. My power, not religion, my power, what animate me, my understanding, understanding, overstanding is just. Naturally. I don't need nobody to write it down for me to tell me what justice is. It's in me naturally. But you do have people that's on this earth. You have to write it out line by line, precept upon Hey, listen, they need miracles to get it. You understand me? Stuff got to come out the sky and be set on fire for them to get how to be humane and civil. Because it's not written in their DNA. See, for them, for these people, let me show you something. Let's get back to God and how the book describes everything going on. And the doctrine that you believe in is fake, phony, and false. See, everything God did in Genesis chapter 1 is still in motion today. The light, it don't never set. The division of the waters, the seas, are the seas still in their place? You know, the seas that were made and created and gathered, are they still in their place? The dry land that appeared, is it still in its place? What about the fruit and the trees and the vegetation that grew on the dry land? Do it still come in this season? Do apple trees still produce apples, or do they produce lemons now? Let me know. So it's in 2023. Everything that's described in the creation narrative is still in motion today. What about on the fourth day? And do the stars and the constellations, they still go in their order, right? The sun rise in the east, set in the west, and the seasons and the solstices, are they still in place? Have they changed? All right. So, what about the animals and how they function? We still got cattle and creeping things, birds and fish. Yeah. Okay. What about man? We got man and them and they and be fruitful. And we still got man. Yep. So everything, you don't consider these miracles. So the problem is you so ungrateful. You so unappreciative. You so blind. You've been taught so backwards that you don't see this as miraculous. Those that follow Satan, those that worship Satan and got caught up in a deception, it was because of the hardness of their heart and their ungratefulness. See, they couldn't see the miracle in this that they still are witness of and partakers of to this day. It wasn't enough. They needed signs. They needed miracles and wonders in order for them to believe. And their belief systems are based on miracles, signs, and wonders. Because your mother, nature, was natural, was not miraculous enough for them. They didn't see it. They couldn't get it. They still don't see it. They still don't get it. And unless they have a miracle or a sign, they will not believe. Because they don't see the miracle and sign in their existence itself. It is not enough. But to the children of the Most High, nature, mama, is enough. Take your signs, take your miracles, because we ain't witnessed not a one of them. But I witnessed my mama. Yeah, I see nature. I see the reflection of the wisdom of my God in his nature. I partake of it. I eat from it. I'm a witness to it. But the ones that you say that you worship and praise through, and the miracles and wonders that you associate to them, I'm not a miracle of not a one, and neither are you outside of these books and spells. But to witness the miracles of my creation and my existence in my mother, I need not a book or an alphabet. And the signs that I was given to read in the sky, I don't need an alphabet for them neither. Just checking out how wise my God is and how he's different from your God, who you call the Lord, who work on earth and work backwards and come dirt first and deny the existence of the divine mother. You see how it's different? How you depend on signs and miracles and wonders. And I'm just talking about nature. I'm just talking about my mama. I'm just talking about the miracle of it. Ain't it? Isn't she lovely? Isn't, yeah, man, is what I'm talking about. The body is the church and the church is the body. So, yeah, man, it's a lot of symbols going on when we talking about the wedding feast, the marriage. The lamb is symbolic of the light. When God said, let there be light, it's symbolized by the lamb. Aries, spring, the sun is housed in Aries. Everything started coming forth in the spring under the sign of Aries, the constellation of Aries. That's where your lamb come from. Lambs come from rams and sheep. The baby of them, that's a lamb. And everything spring up. But that's what we dealing with, y'all. You've been taught backwards. They deny the mother because they don't have the truth in their doctrine at all. Not even a little bit. Those that teach it, they don't know what they teaching. Some of them are intentionally teaching you backwards because they worship Satan and they know they do. But they do it secretly. And they know that you wouldn't do it if they put it in front of you as for what it was, so they had to disguise it and deceive you. And they do so by teaching you this book through what's called the gospel first. They teach you the book backwards on purpose. See, anything that you do backwards is satanic. That's how you worship Satan. You got to take worship, the term worship, separated from religion, y'all. The term worship is not a religious thing. Worship is imitation. It's what it is. You don't have to practice a religious to imitate something or somebody. But that's what you're doing when you imitate them. So if you imitate the real you, the you that's in you, and you walk according to the real you and emulate and imitate that, that's worshiping God. Don't got nothing to do with a ceremony or a ritual. But what you're going to understand is you're going to have to sacrifice this body. And it's done at the place of the skull, Golgotha. Between two thieves, between two eyes. Christ in the middle, third eye. Because it's what resurrects you from the dead. You consider dead. As long as you can't see, but from through two eyes, you consider spiritually dead. When the Christ arrived and the third eye opened, that's when you were resurrected into eternal life. And you embrace and inherit and step into your birthright. You come into understanding you don't die. This flesh is going to wear out though. Because you are in the likeness and image of God. Do God die? In the creation narrative of God, do it speak of death? Who introduced to you the concept of death? The Lord. Who I'm showing you that the Lord is? He's really Satan. He's the imposter. It's what the book is written to reveal. You just learned the book backwards. So you running around here trying to be right, ain't you? Seeking after righteousness. Because that's how you worship your God. You remember he told Cain, the Lord told Cain, what? Do what's right, didn't he? Ain't you running around here trying to do what's right so you can please your God? Well, my God say be true. If you want to represent and imitate him, you want to worship him, you got to be true. You don't get that, I'm wasting my breath. Anybody want to get in here and tell me I'm tripping and I don't understand what I'm saying and I got it backwards because I don't have Dr. Such and Such to validate my intelligence? That I'm revealing to you what come from the kingdom, or what people may call Akashic records. Nobody teach me this. The book of Psalms tell you about no longer needing a teacher when that eye open in that Christ consciousness, because it teach you all things. You don't no longer need nobody to sit in front of you and play patty cake with you and dress it up as in form of religion and symbols, because you're gonna have understanding. I'm tripping. I know Omar gonna have truth don't make full truths. I know Omar because I'm going ham on Christianity today. I'm going ham on Abrahamic religions today. I'm going ham on the denial of the divine feminine today. That's in the book clearly. You should have been here when I was reading about her in Proverbs chapter 8, 9, and just breaking down to you what these chapters are saying. They describing to you the function of wisdom within the kingdom of heaven and what she possesses. She said knowledge is hers. Man, and Omar, these religions, man, that they be pushing on the people, they deny her existence, Omar. But then they'll claim that they right. But they not even true. How you gonna be right and your doctrine ain't true? How is your doctrine right and you deny the existence of divine feminine energy in the kingdom of heaven and it's clearly in the book? How can it be right if it's not true? That's my question. Yeah, the book of wisdom, in the apocryphal. Yeah, you know, we done rocked on it. I done read all the books. So let me explain to the people that's in here. My aim is narrow. I'm only coming for the people that call themselves Christians and don't know nothing but the King James version of the Bible, New International version of the Bible, and what they call the gospel. And their understanding of the Bible is by way of the gospel. I'm coming to open the minds and hearts of my people to understand the truth of why they taught it that way. And for those that understand the book by way of the gospel, they don't know nothing about the apocryphal. They got no clue. All they know is the Bible. They don't know. They may have heard there's been books taken out of the Bible, but Pastor said that the gospel was all you needed. So they're not going to look at the apocryphal because Pastor said it was evil. They don't know it exists. The book of wisdom and Tobit, they don't know nothing about that. They only go by what the pastor said, what Reverend such and such said, because every Christian denomination claimed to be right. And everybody else is wrong and going to hell. This is just how they think. So if it's not in the Bible, if you can't show, not just the Bible, but their Bible, the Bible that they know, not the Bible with the apocryphal and Eastern Orthodox Bible, Ethiopian Bible. No. Only what King James said was the word of God. That's the only thing that they're going to accept. Because the enemy has sought to control the narrative to the point where it's condensed to only what King James said was the word of God. That's what counts. So the truth is, evil has within it the seed of his own destruction. And because I know that doctrine is fake, phony, and false, I can use their doctrine to demonstrate. I don't need no other book. I don't need to go to the book of Enoch. I don't need to go to the book of wisdom. I don't have to go to the negative confessions in Egypt. I don't got to go to none of that. I can use their book to show them the nonsense in their doctrine with ease. It's not even hard. If you read the book in order, it's simple. It's easy to tell they lying and why. They just trying to distract you and keep you from your power and suck up your resources and keep you obedient and docile and waiting on salvation to come from somewhere other than the kingdom, which is within you. They got you thinking the kingdom is in the sky and that's where salvation is going to come from. No, it ain't. Never have, never will. The book tell you that the green grass and the vegetation in the dry land that appeared and what God called day, it didn't have nothing to do with nothing going on in the sky. Nothing. It all came from the kingdom. You can't catch that. It's going to be hard for you to catch what I'm saying because you too wrapped up in your doctrine. You can't see past it. So it's going to have to come from by another way. The revelation is going to come to you from within you. Understanding is going to come from within you. The confirmation is going to come from within you. Everything I'm telling you is the truth. You're going to see it confirmed. It's going to be undeniable. And you're going to be scared because you're not going to understand what am I seeing? You seeing the truth. You seeing the truth in front of you and the lies being exposed, and you seeing how deep the lie is. You seeing how much effort and energy they've put into maintaining this lie. And now if you can really see, you can see their panic. They are afraid. They scared to, they hysterical right now. Because they lies being exposed. They can't control the narrative no more. People waking up to the truth. And the truth is their biggest enemy. Boy, they so scared of the truth. Anybody that speaks the truth, they're going to hurry up and try to shut them up. You know you got to say what's right when you're dealing with them people. You can't never tell them people the truth, can you? You bet not. You got to get in front of them people and say and do what's right in order to be accepted by them people, don't you? Because if you ever mess up and be your true self, that's the end. That's it. That's a wrap. Ain't it? That ought to tell you something. That ought to tell you something. You in a church house full of people faking and shaking. You better not go in there and be your true self. You better go in there and act right and look right. But you better not come as you truly are. You better not stand up in that church house and ask the questions you really want to ask. You better not. They gonna run you out of there. Because we not dealing with the truth when we deal with them. They only want to do what's right and what look right, and they spend a lot of time, energy, and effort on doing so. That's why they came with their spells, because it's not natural. They don't deal with natural. They genetically modify and obfuscate and hide. Try to hide knowledge, teach it to you upside down, backwards, put it in a secret symbol. They don't listen. It's all about keeping the truth of who and what you are from you. They don't want you to know who you are, that you really got control, that you really call all the shots. That's why they put so much energy into deceiving you. Because you got to agree. You got to sign off on everything they do. So in order to do so, they deceive you and get you to call it right and good. And they do so by presenting the narrative to you in such a way that you don't see the truth. You only see this side of it, which means they got to teach it to you backwards. Trayvon Martin. The Trayvon Martin case is this whole war condensed down to two people. Let me show you the injustice of this beast system and the people that support it. But they call it justice. Trayvon Martin. Do you understand why Zimmerman was exonerated, found not guilty? Because these people took the narrative and condensed it down to this. Once the fight started, it doesn't matter that Zimmerman provoked it, followed this child around, chased this child down. Do you understand? Once this child, when he caught up to this baby And this baby turned around to defend himself from this grown-ass man. The case only deals with once the fight started, was Zimmerman within the law for using his pew-pew? That's what they condensed it down to. And if we look at it from that angle, we control the narrative and force you to have to look at the situation from what we say, how we looking at it. He didn't do nothing wrong. He was justified, and he lawfully discharged his weapon in self-defense. Matters that he initiated and caused and provoked the situation that caused him to have to discharge his firearm from chasing somebody and following them. We not gonna look at that. That's called a perversion of justice. And the only way you can pervert the justice is if you control the narrative. So that's why they spend so much time and energy controlling the narrative. To get you to call it justice. To get you to say it's right. And so we lament and bemoan Trayvon Martin and the people that get unalive and that are innocent and unarmed. But the reason that they do it and put it in your face is because you called it good with your religion. You know, the innocent being punished in the place of the wicked. Don't you call it proof of the love of your God? So why you complain when you see it in action? Didn't you call it good? Don't you call it good? How about if I told you until you stop calling it good, you're not going to stop seeing it happen? But when you stop calling that good, it's going to stop. You got to do away with the ideology. It ain't never been good. It will never be good for the innocent to suffer in place of the wicked. That will never be justice. It will always be an injustice. But as long as you call that right and how you worship your God, we got to keep experiencing it and seeing it until we acknowledge the truth that we had no business trying to decide right or wrong. We stepped out of bounds. Because what we call right in reality is an injustice, and we was out of bounds when we thought we can determine what it was. But when you did, all right, now you got to accept everything come with you thinking you can determine what's right when you don't know what it is. Now you got chaos in war. Everybody backwards and trying to, hey, man, that ain't your place, man. So I done humbled myself and I done stepped out the way and let these people have at it. According to the prophecy, they're going to wipe each other out. Yeah, the third, they're going to do it to each other. All we got to do is get out their way and let them. I'm talking about their entire system, economic, education, religion. Get out of the way of it because it's theirs. It's their economic system. It's their religion. Give it back to them. Get back to the family because, you know, the kingdom is the family. And work according to the family in the edification and uplifting of the family. This is worship. This is how you worship the Most High, naturally. Let them have their churches and their buildings, ceremonies, rituals. Let them have it. Leave us alone and leave our kids alone. Please leave our children alone. Telling them that they God is in the sky somewhere outside of themselves or some symbol like, please stay away from our children with your doctrine and your symbols and your idols. Keep it. Go over there and be as right as you want to be. But let our children, we want to teach our children that their God and their power is within them and that they can trust their intuition in the things that come through. They don't need validation from other men or other people for what comes from within them. It's good enough. And that they can move and be inspired by their own thoughts and imaginations and inclinations. And they can explore them and find out what work, why it work, and how it work. That they don't have to look outside of themselves for understanding of who they are and validation of what they are. You can teach your kids that over there. And you can tell them to look to whoever you want them to look to and wait on whoever you want to come out the sky. We just saying keep it away from our kids, our children, and quit trying to construct laws based on your religious beliefs. Because, hey, man, that's your religion. We might not even believe in the same God. We might even not even have the same concept of God that you have. I don't want people in position trying to dictate my morality based on their understanding and their religion and their God. That's how you end up with wars. Because I'm not gonna agree to let you tell me what's right. You can't do that because you're not my God. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not gonna let you. Your book ain't gonna do it either. Because this ain't my God. Yeah, I'm not gonna let you do that with me. That's not how it's going down. I'm not one of the ones that's gonna seek validation from your so-called scholars and PhDs to validate my understanding and intellect. I'm not one of them. Because I know your PhDs and scholars studied the observations of my ancestors to get their understanding of reality. And what I call this is Akashic Records. It's in my DNA. Again, it's natural. You got to get yours out of book. I get mine from my family, from the kingdom. See how it's different? Yeah, man. Build our communities. That's what this on. That's what we on. Families building, man. Families turn into communities. Communities turn into nations. We building nations on family principles. Because we built the family on family principles, on power, reciprocity, understanding, peace, love, joy. We work for the edification and uplifting of the family, not for the profit of a few people. You got to be out your mind. When I got a whole family I can work for, why would I? That's why I say this going to be hard for y'all to accept. You're going to have to give them their money back too. You're going to have to give them their money back too. I'm for real. Let me show you. Give them their money back. Let me see if I got. I think I got $1. Well, give them their money back because, you know, it's their money. Don't it got their picture on it? Don't it got their name on it? Don't it say in God we trust? Don't it say that? You know who they talking about when they say in God we trust, right? You know who they talking about. Who is their God? Who they say God is. Woo. So I say give them their religion back, give them their God back, give them their money back. Why? This don't have no value. The earth does. Land and the resources do. You know that's your birthright, right? This their money, got their pictures on it. It don't have no value. Only value it have is what we give it. That's going to be hard for my people to accept. Because we addicted to their money. We addicted to things and stuff, and we don't value nature, mother. We value stuff and looking right. And the truth might be we doing bad and having it bad, but long as I look right, that's all that matter to me. So, man, I'm going to get up off of this. I ain't going to stay long. Because my people already know where it's at. I'm going to pick back up with the lessons after they left the mountain. We're going to pick back up with the wars of Moses and Joshua. And we're going to check out the Lord through his actions and what he command this nation of people to do. We're going to see if that's God. Because, you know, God said he was finished with all his work. But the adversary, the imposter, he's very busy. And we're going to see in the book that the one that's called the Lord, yeah, he ain't finished yet. He's very busy. In the book of Exodus, and Deuteronomy, and Numbers, he's very busy. This is who you call your God. He say the laws and statutes that he gave them was not good, and you can't live in them. That's what he said about his own law. That's who you call your God. Everything God made was very good, and God don't change. But the Lord, he got some stuff going on that he say ain't good. Thank you, Corey, even though you dropped me. I didn't drop you, kinfolk. I really didn't. Thank you for being, I don't know what happened. You was in the mix. I thought you took off. But now, I appreciate y'all that's listening. If you got something from it, if you got some understanding from it, don't thank me. Thank your creator, your father, and your mother. Because that's where it came from. I'm just sharing a revelation with you. I call you family. And with this said, peace, fam.